evening, all panelists, especially Arnavji, and the wonderful presentation by Ayush and by Ashwini. Uh, I would like to start with the way the presentations were done. One was on aquaculture, how aquaculture is impacting mangroves. So and about the ghost farms, and also how do we tackle this? Now, mangroves, we know that it takes up, it is a very big thing for carbon source. It captures more than the forest area. So how do we take this forward? Now, as ICAR-NBFGR, we have the duty of conserving and sustainable utilization of aquatic genetic resources. So we also think that mangroves becomes very important for protecting of the coastal areas. So that we would like to work on, and we also have some work. We are working with the tiger widows in Sundarban areas. So what happens is the women, they go to pick crabs, and while they are there in the Sundarban deep forest region, they are attacked by tigers. So we are tackling that issue also. If we are able to come up with a answer where we are able to give them crablets, where we are able to give them breeding protocol for crab culture, that would be one area which I said NBFGR would like to work on. Then coming onto the international waters, we would like to talk about more about the Indian Ocean region. And recently, when we look at the framework, government has declared that beyond EEZ, if a ship so, they can capture the fishes, and that will be tax free. So how do you regulate these issues? And also about how ocean depletion in the ocean is happening. Zero ocean zones. These are issues that needs to be tackled. We need to create marine sanctuaries. We need to create areas which are not where ships are not allowed to go. Such things would only come when once the whole region is studied. Now, because of the huge transportation that goes about the ships, we know about the acoustic. Sir has been speaking about it. How do we come up with a policy issue where we create zones which are like sanctuaries, marine sanctuaries, where we protect our the coastal biodiversity, the aquatic genetic resources. Then there is also one issue of deep sea mining. Once a person gets clearance from ISA for deep sea mining, we are looking at only the that what mineral resource we will get. But what is it? How deep sea we have not studied. What are we losing while we are mining deep sea? We have not studied that. So once we don't know what is lost, how do we quantify what losses are we bearing? So those issues also should be taken care of. Then bioprospecting is one issue where we can also have a lot of bioprospecting and the access and benefit sharing out of the bioprospecting issues that we take. Because all oceans are interconnected, and you cannot have a sharp line of 200 nautical miles, or if it is being extended to 350 nautical miles, also even we cannot have a very sharp demarcation. Now, without this sharp demarcation, how are we going to access the resources, and how are we going to help for benefit sharing? So can there be a common pool, or how is it going to work around? All that are issues, policy issues that countries have to regulate. And if you're having a patent, for example, about it, and you come up with a very strong pharmaceutical product, how does that help countries to share those resources? And who is going to share? And what about the landlocked countries? How are they going to access ocean? And before all those things, I would like to invite.
No, thank you, Dr. Arnav. I think Dr. Poonam has told, I think, very important points she has mentioned, about that access and benefit sharing, because we all know that no intergovernmental organizations, so they take a lot of like Indian Ocean Tuna Commission and other UPCs, BOBPs. So they take lot into this, and that access and benefit sharing as from my friend from Sri Lanka also. Then Dr. Pradeep has also mentioned, rightly mentioned. So we should work like a South-South collaboration. Basically, it is not like, and very demarcation will be really tough, because we are mentioning that potential fishing resource, and this is a major concern, because of course that it's like a BOBP or Indian Ocean Tuna Commission of the intergovernmental organizations play very major roles, as Madam has mentioned, because we have not actually gone into deep into the ocean. Whatever we have worked at the only coastal side. For example, you are talking about seaweeds. So seaweed is such a things, and I was hearing, I think one of you, they are mentioning about the seaweed farms. So is all I think digital, like AI based shrimp and seaweed farm. So but no, now there are companies like C6G from Bangalore. So they are now venturing into the deep into the ocean for sea farming, and that is still becomes like then when you are going to deep into the sea, I think that the intergovernmental organization play a major role, and how to benefit and access here. I think these are some of the points, and also some of the things like you have already mentioned the potential fishing zones. Dr. Patak is here with me. Actually, he is also expert in this area of this one potential fishing zone. He used to take regular classes. So now I was hearing from him that this, because chlorophyll, there are different models. Basically, chlorophyll and other based upon the different model. Basically, these are all PFJ. Basically, you determined by the existing data, like how much strong is your data sets are. So based upon that, you are developing your PFJ. And Dr. Patel is also mentioning that demersal fishes, and you are also mentioning, I think, one of the lectures that particularly sardine, mackerel, tuna. These are some of the pelagic fishes. It is only applicable, but when you go to the deep into the sea, deep into the ocean, so I think remotely operated vehicles and vessels, I think other technologies, because I don't think there is a paucity of technology. Definitely you can develop PFJ in real-time monitoring. It is not that sometimes, see, you have to have your all validated with your all models. See, models are only applicable when you are having a data set. But you don't have a proper data set, proper parameters, like that only validated. You have to validate with a real-time monitoring system. So we always do it. So our NBFGR mandate, as Madam Poonam was also mentioning, so deep into the ocean. Also, our mandate is we work deep into the ocean. So we are having projects from MOES diving into the deep. Dr. Ajit Kumar is leading the project from our ICAR Center from Peninsular India. So definitely that real-time monitoring we feel along with data, AI and all will be only operating when you are having a real-time data. So and remotely operated vehicles are very, very important. And now Dr. Patak is here, I think. So I also tell Dr. Patak also put some of the points.
Thank you, sir. And I think all the points have been covered by Dr. Poonam and Dr. Our director also. But, as one of my colleague from the Sri Lanka, he has very rightly pointed out that there should be a collaborative platform to share on to discuss something and to operationalize the framework and to share the data also. So earlier to that, I had submitted one research project proposal to BIMSTEC also for development of such a collaborative framework. And that collaborative framework, in that I had also given the task of creating the developing the traditional knowledge database, which are for the farming communities which are residing in the coastal areas of those BIMSTEC countries also. But I think if we are going later on, I will share that project also. If you will ask, and then some of the participants from other countries like Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, all the countries which are in the South region, and if they are collaborated, I think that would be a very wonderful platform for sharing the views, for having the discussion, and then operationalizing the framework and sharing the data also. And just what our director sir has also mentioned, that that application nowadays the application of ROV is very much important in documenting the aquatic genetic resources. So this is we are also looking what the directors are our directors are assured that how these ROVs are underwater vehicles that can be used in documenting the deep sea resources. Because remote sensing applications, this is a wonderful presentation earlier given by one of the research scholar from the IIT Mumbai, I think so, IIT Kanpur. So yes, he used the depth also. He used the depth also for the forecasting the PFJ. But how much it is accurate, however, that is the validation is very much required. And I think he might have done the validation, but that part was not presented here. So I am very much ambitious to know that what is the accuracy of that, predicting the PFJ. And we are using the PFJ along with integration of other techniques also, so that it will give a clear picture of the what is the actual fisheries into the in our oceans. So these are the some of the points. And another thing is that what we are seeing nowadays, that everybody is speaking about AI and IoT. Now, what is the success of IoT in the Indian scenario? Because I have seen that, especially let us start from a scratch, from a small pond, and let us put that, because everybody is telling that IoT, and how that IoT data it is coming. AI part it comes later on. When that the data it is coming real time from the different sensors, and we are getting the data through our AI servers, and that data it is displayed. Then algorithms, machine learning algorithms, and other algorithms are developed for analysis of the data. So actually, with the help of Maritime Research Center, so I would like to focus on that. Let us take some pond, some of the area, and develop some IoT network prototype to have the data in real time, and thereafter, when we will be getting the data in real time, we can design the algorithms for analysis of those data. But in Indian scenario, though there are so many papers have been written and many things have been written, but practically speaking, that on ground, where only very few are success. So we have to make it success, and we have to create the history also. So this is what I'm looking for. Look from your side also, since you are very much expert into that particular field. So we would like to have the discussion with you and other partners also who are engaged with you, and we want to implement successfully in the different regions also, for coastal regions, for in the mariculture, for in aquaculture also. Thank you from my side.
Thank you so much, sir.
Sir, my colleagues, Dr. Pathak and my director sir we have already shared some of our views. And in addition to it, we were speaking about I was talking about about the seaweed farming, and how different the companies have come into the seaweed farming, and they would be using ocean. We sometimes also see that people are starting large wind turbines, and even the solar panels they are spreading on sea, and they are using it. So, but how does it impact the aquatic life that is there underwater? How does it impact genetic resources? How does it impact its conservation and sustainable use? All those things are also there that we have to see in addition to conservation. And we should and when we are looking at the EEZ and the shared part, for example, Bangladesh, we have a shared area, and we also have some gray zones. Now, when there are issues cross country, there are problems, then these are expertise in the EEZ and in the underwater domain, that becomes very important. Even with Sri Lanka, we do share, but then there are issues with fisher community being captured by them. So having though they are having those sensors, but we are not able to that part should also be looked upon. Or if we are giving some shared waters, how do we take those things forward? Those aspects also that you would like to have your expertise to share. and also how landlocked countries, how do you give that access and benefit sharing to those landlocked countries who don't have any ocean? So as we know, the BBNJ clause says that they'll also have some share. So all those things should be defined, and those things have to be taken care of. A very good point that came out of Ashwini and Shlok's presentation was the mention of river warriors. So we can also implement that kind of thing. If we have river warriors, they can help in establishing sanctuaries, river sanctuaries, which will further help to conserve fish, aquatic resources as such. And these are the things, sir.